to the OMG Hour.
And welcome everybody to episode number 297 of the OMG Hour. Today is May 24th, 2018, the day that Solo hits theaters. But that's a story for another time.
It does?
Yes.
Yeah.
I am Sean Evans, otherwise known as Zion Tane.
I'm Jeff. I didn't know that. I'm still behind. I still have to see Deadpool and Infinity War.
Oh, you are behind.
You're really behind. Tico, Mr. Second Place, I am going at 10:40 tonight to see Solo.
10:15. 10:15. Real quick, what I find, I don't know how the theater's like for you. Before we get into gaming, it'll be 2 seconds, I promise. My theater, I checked as of yesterday, the theater that I'm seeing Solo in tonight has a total of 11 seats sold. 11 seats for the opening night of Solo.
That does not seem like a lot.
This doesn't compute. What?
How many theaters do you have out there? Is it a lot of theaters you guys got?
I've checked. Well, there's 2 theaters in this city that I checked. But I'm like, that just makes no sense to me. And get this, 6 of those seats are myself and Area, and then 4 of them are, 2 of them are me and Area, and then 4 more are friends of mine who are going. So there's only 5 other people going to be in the theater with us, last I checked.
Wow.
That just makes no sense for an opening night for a Star Wars film.
Now, you know that I don't really care about movies very much.
No, I know.
But I will say that there seems to have been a lot less hype around this movie, even from the studio.
No, I would agree.
Yeah.
And I think what I've been seeing a lot of the comments online, and I agree with them, is this isn't a story anyone actually cares about. Like, if you were to say, what do you want to see? Most people are like,
I can agree with that.
I want to see Boba Fett. I want to see another, I don't know, like an Obi-Wan movie, right? But nobody was like, I want to see young Han Solo. Because, honestly, Han Solo is Harrison Ford, and I think maybe that's the problem, right? How do you do Han Solo without Harrison Ford?
I'm thinking I'm gonna have problems with seeing Danny Glover as Lando. Not because I don't think that he can play Lando, but just because
of Community.
Because of Community, I can't get that out of my head.
I agree.
That is the guy from the Community, and I don't know. It just feels weird.
I didn't like Community, so I didn't watch it. So I think that I'm most excited about his performance over anybody else's. I don't know who the heck they got playing Han Solo.
Like, I know nothing about
his name.
Aiden Aldrich or something like that.
Yeah,
he's got to be British or Australian or something like that, because that's what they all are lately.
But before we'll move on after this. But I've heard nothing but positive things about it. People who have seen it say it's really good and it's a lot of fun, so it's definitely worth seeing. But I'm just surprised at how little fanfare there is and how few seats have been pre-sold. Because this is a theater that gives you, like, pre-assigned seating. Yeah. So I can go in and see that, look, as of yesterday, there was 11 seats sold. And that just boggles my mind. So, anyway.
I have a theory.
Theorize away.
Do you guys remember young Indiana Jones?
Yes.
Yep.
Same thing, right?
My theory is that they tried to replace Indiana Jones with the young Indiana Jones.
Yeah, and you can't
replace... They tried to replace Harrison Ford, and they didn't. It didn't work. It didn't work.
No. You cannot replace Harrison Ford.
No. So.
All right, Jeff.
We'll see.
Jeff.
Yes?
You're still here.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that last week, everybody. I don't know what was happening. I tried my laptop. I was at my girlfriend's house, so I tried my laptop, my cell phone, which I have definitely used to do a show before because I did it from my office one time.
Right, yes.
And then when both of those were failing, I tried my girlfriend's iPad, and that still dropped. Like, I'd come in for 10 seconds, and then I just had to give up because I'm like, no, Sean's just going to get annoyed that I keep appearing at
It was entertaining, and I got, because of how it worked, the spots where we both are on the screen, I got both spots. Yeah, so I liked it. I was happy about it. Yeah, I mean, not that I didn't miss you horribly, but I did get double the screen time.
You didn't throw up some graphic in my square?
No, because Tico because of the way the show's set up, Tico was then stretched across the whole thing. I couldn't without blocking half of him out. It's unfortunately it's the way I have to set up the show in XSplit. It just So, shall we talk about games?
Okay, let's talk about games.
All right, go for it.
I mean, it was nerd talk, Star Wars, right? We're allowed to do that. Jeff, since you were not here last week, why don't you start us off?
Sure. So I've only been playing one thing since it came out, which is the Destiny 2 Warmind expansion. I have been playing both on PlayStation 4 and PC.
Ooh.
So I don't want to say finished. I finished the campaign on PlayStation. And I'm close to the end on PC. So, oh man, no, what do I think about it? Okay, so there's a few different levels of what I think about it. On one stance, I'll say it is significantly better than the Curse of Osiris.
Okay, good.
Trials of Osiris? Yeah, Curse of Osiris.
Curse of Osiris, yeah.
Which is interesting because it's made by a different studio. I think it's Vicarious Visions is the studio
that made this one.
Yeah, that made this. That made Warmind. The end boss of the campaign is significantly more interesting. There's some unique enemies that aren't really unique enough, but then there's a couple, like they have this one dude named Nokris, who actually had a unique model. He was pretty fun. There's some interesting mechanics, not a lot. So the campaign was good. It told a good story, and it had a lot of similarities with the main campaign when you're fighting Gaul, where it sort of left. It was a small story, but it moved the bigger Destiny story forward a little bit.
Oh, neat.
Significantly more than the Curse of Osiris did. Curse of Osiris, you sort of played it, you finished it, and it was almost just like this thing that you did on the side. There was some serious ramifications at the end of this story that's going to have an impact on whatever comes next, especially those little black flying spaceships that we saw at the end of Destiny 2.
Cool. Campaign. Okay.
So definitely interesting, especially if you know a lot about the lore of Warminds. The new area, Mars. Mars is a funny space. It's way bigger than Mercury, but it's much smaller than like old Mars, that's for sure, in Destiny 1. It's fun to play. It's okay. I wouldn't say it's amazing. The public events on it are pretty fun. The new escalation protocol that they have, which is like public events that you can start on your own, they are incredibly difficult. I have never beat one. I've never seen one beat.
You can just start it anytime?
You can start it anytime you want.
Oh, interesting.
As long as you have a token. Do you remember in the Dreadnought DLC for Destiny 1 where you could get these things, you go up to statues, you feed the statues, and then you do the public event?
Yeah.
It's a little bit like that, but not exactly.
Okay.
It's not like an arena. There's spaces where you can activate them all over Mars, and then if you happen to have enough players there, then you can do them. The thing is that I think the light cap is now like 380, and these things are at 370.
Oh, holy cow.
They're just really hard. This guy, if you're watching the video, is the end boss. He's the phase 4, so there's 4 phases, and you have to kill him within a certain number of minutes. Never killed him. Never seen him killed. You have to be really, really high level. So, and in that sense, it's really nice because what they're doing is they're adding later end game content. So there's lots to do.
I could have taken this guy out with my finger behind my back, one hand behind my back, all alone. Right, I mean, come on.
Yeah, he's hard. He's got a lot of hit points. No, you don't die a lot, but he's definitely like it's hard to kill everything within the timeline.
You time out, yeah.
They also added a bunch of collectibles that are all hidden that you can go collect, sort of like the old ghosts, like the dead ghosts from D1. There's all sorts of new lore in there. And then again, there's new exotics, new armor, new. So overall, I would have to say that I like it. All the stuff that they've added has been super fun so far. I haven't finished every single mission yet. but it has been pretty good so far.
I don't recall any invites coming my way, to play that there.
Well, I play very, very early in the morning usually.
Oh, you're still playing early in the morning, are you?
I play at really weird times. I almost never play in the evenings. And again, the times that I do play, it's really weird because if I'm at my girlfriend's house, then I have no PlayStation to play.
Right.
So then I don't play them at all. So it's usually with my son really early in the mornings. Yeah.
All right.
So, but it's good. It's good. I like it.
Fair enough. So, this weekend, Tico, you and I played. We played a new tabletop game that my friend Jeff, not this Jeff, a different Jeff, brought
Jeff.
over.
Some lesser Jeff.
Lesser Jeff, yeah.
He spells it with F's, I think, with 2 F's, not PHPH.
Not PHPH. Oh yeah, we forgot to change your name on the show there, Jeff, to your proper spelling.
JEPHPH.
That's right. So anyway, it is a game. I don't have it with me. Of course, it's not mine.
It's not yours. What are you reaching for? I'm like, I saw him take that when he left.
I'm reaching for a game I don't own, apparently. Anyway, it's called Terraforming Mars. And we don't get to
game?
It is a tabletop,
board
game, and we don't get to talk about tabletop too much, but that is literally I have not played a single video game this week. It's been tabletop weekend for me. So Tico, you really enjoyed Terraforming Mars.
I did, and I won.
And you won. That's probably why you enjoyed it.
But I did enjoy it otherwise.
So Terraforming Mars is a resource management game in which you terraform Mars. You have to increase the oxygen on Mars to a certain level.
Temperature.
And the temperature to a certain level. And once that, plus 9 forests, I think, have to be built. Oceans.
Nine oceans.
Nine oceans have to be created on the surface. And that's when the game ends. When all 3 of those objectives are done, the game ends. So it's sort of like a cooperative experience because you're all working towards those goals, but at the same time you need to gather, I don't even, what's it called? It's not rep,
victory
is it?
Points.
Is it victory points? Yeah. So if you manage to increase the temperature, you get a victory point, basically. And I was not crazy about this game. I wasn't, I'm not a big fan of resource management games. I wouldn't say this is your traditional resource management.
No. So for me, it was very similar to Ticket to Ride. A slightly different mechanic and stuff like that, but a similar thing. You're trying to be the one who increased the stuff the most, so you get the most victory points around the board, and then at the end you also want to have played cards that gain you victory points at the end to boost you up as well. And there's a whole thing at the end too, like whoever has the most money resource can possibly get extra points as well.
What they call projects.
So it's managing all your time. Yeah, projects. So
the basic gameplay is that you pick up project cards and you can purchase those projects for 3 monies. We literally called them monies because they're not dollars.
I think space bucks,
like whatever
they were.
So you can purchase
Mars dollars.
You can purchase these projects, and then those projects have requirements in order for you to be able to play them. And that's what those are projects that bring out either you can place a city, you can place a forest or a water, or you can raise the temperature if you get if it helps you raise like heat production, for example. And every turn, every character has a card that shows what their production is, whether it be money, heat, what is their metal. It's just different resources
Titanium.
that you can produce every turn, and then if you have 8 units of heat, you can trade that in to raise the temperature by 1. So it's that kind of mechanic, and the project cards that you have in your hand cost X number of dollars or monies to play and to take effect.
And some of them are immediate and like a one-time use. Others you put down and will be an ongoing effect. For example, I had one that every time somebody played an ocean on the board, I gained 2 natural resources, 2 trees.
Yes. Tree
tokens to play. So every time somebody else did something, I ended up gaining, which is why I won.
So I did not personally enjoy. Like, it's not a game I would say, "Hey, let's go play this game again." There's just my thoughts on it. What I found too, though, is because when the game started, everyone started with, I want to say, like 5 projects or 8 projects, and you could I don't know. You had a handful of projects.
7 cards.
And
7
you
cards.
purchased for 3 monies each which ones you wanted to keep.
Yeah.
What I found is right off the bat, my entire hand, save 1 card, all required elements on the board that were not there. Like, for example, this project can only be done if your temperature is at -6 degrees. Or if your oxygen is at 8%. You know, which, of course, I think the oxygen is 0 to start with, and your temperature is -36 when you start?
-36, yeah.
Right, so all of the projects I had to start the game with, I could not play. And I think that was a huge detriment at the beginning of the game. And it felt to me like that was a game where when you get a setback so early on, it's very difficult to ever catch up again.
Yeah, you need to be able to place things early, and I was fortunate I had a couple of cards I could put down early that gave me ongoing advantages throughout,
right.
which led to my enjoyment.
Oh, we're losing Tico. You guys, have I lost you both? I've lost you both.
Oh, no, I'm still here.
I'm still. We
lost you. It
looked
like you were just very upset that I won the game and disconnected the whole show.
No, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I got bad internet for a second there. Anyway.
You got jeffed.
I did get jeffed. I got jeffed.
That is not a thing. That is not a thing. We're not starting that as a
We're not
thing.
making that as a thing.
I totally got jeffed there for a second. Yeah, so anyway, that was Terraforming Mars. And would you play it again, Tico?
I would play it. I enjoyed it. I think it's like a $70 game.
Is it? Ooh.
Yeah, I looked it up. It is about a $70 Canadian, so $14 American. But it was fun. I enjoyed it. I would play that again. But you do have to have, like, it's one of these games where you can't play like 2-person on that. I think it actually is 1 to 6. So there is a solo campaign that you can do with it. But
1 to 6. Oh man, I would not play that game by myself.
I think that's an environment. One of those games that's you play with like 4 people is probably the great amount to play that with.
Yeah, and one other game that I really enjoyed.
This one you actually have. That's the one you should be reaching for.
Yes, right. This one is called Skyway Robbery. This is a game, Tico, that I got in the boxes we bought at PAX East.
Oh, right, yes.
So at PAX East, we bought 3 boxes full of random board games. It was like a board game booster box, and you have no idea what boxes are in it. You just open it up and you get games. And I think I've lost you both again. So anyway, do I have you back yet? Have I completely lost internet? I have totally lost internet.
Are you there?
Okay, now I'm back. I am losing internet. I'm losing internet, guys. That's what's happening. My internet's going out.
Okay. Fix it. Does that happen?
I wish I knew how. Otherwise, I'd fix it for everyone. So, I apologize.
Oh, Sean's frozen again.
Is he?
I am totally losing internet here, guys. My internet keeps going out.
He's totally jeffed.
Don't. It's not a thing.
I am being jeffed completely.
It's not a thing.
Should I keep going?
We can give it a shot.
All right.
I mean, it's not quite a full Jeff yet.
It's not a full Jeff until the show ends. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anyway, Skyway Robbery. I don't know how much was actually recorded or not. Now I have to keep an eye on the internet, my internet thing here. It was in a box called Board Game Booster Box that Tico and I bought at PAX East, and it's basically random board games are in the box. And so this was one of the ones. I was very interested in it because, honestly, you see how small this box is. It's not very thick. It's only a couple inches. But it is one of the heaviest boxes I've ever picked up for a box this small.
Is it bricks?
It's not bricks. It's all cardboard, but it's thick, quality cardboard. This whole game, very, very quality, like every piece of it. The basic rules of Skyway Robbery is it's sort of a steampunkish type game where you have to build a gang, and you're on this you're on a an airship that you travel to 5 random different locations. There's 10 locations in the game. At the beginning, you randomly pick 5 locations that you're going to visit, and each location has a very specific loot that you're going to try to steal. So you want to hire gang members that have abilities. Those abilities go directly toward all of the security measures that are put in place via cards. So you put down the security cards on the board, and that tells you in order to get to that loot, you need to beat those security measures. And if you can only take 2 gang members on any one trip, and each gang member can carry 1 piece of equipment each. So the equipment and the gang members have to be able to get past the security measures. There are ways that once you're trying to get past the security, you can make noise. You have to roll the dice to see whether you're caught. If you're caught, your gang member goes into the brig. You can also break into the brig to take out members. You can get into gang wars to try to increase your rep. The basic game of this, the idea is once you've visited all 5 locations, or somebody has managed to steal the loot from each of the locations, the game is over and you add up your reputation points. So stealing the main loot gives you rep. Fighting in gang wars gives you rep. And I found this really fun because it's a strategy. Every round you have to choose 3 actions you're going to do. Right, and it goes around the board. You have to, right at the beginning, you say, I'm going to do these 3 actions. You put them onto your playmat, and each person takes turns revealing what their second action is. It goes around in a circle, and that's 1 round. So that is Skyway Robbery. I found it, it was a lot of fun to play. It was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. I don't know what to do here, guys. I keep dropping.
Woohoo.
All right, next week it's my turn to the internet.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what to do. What do we do? Do we call it? I got nothing.
But
I got nothing here, guys. I keep losing internet.
it is awful.
Yeah.
Everything is terrible when you don't have any internet.
Okay, I'm going to call it. I'm going to end it right now and try to figure this out.
All right. I'm good.
I apologize. Let me, I don't know. I don't know if we can continue or not if my internet keeps going out like this.
All right.
Okay. Bye for now. Sorry. I gotta end it. I can't do this without internet, so.
We gave it a try.
It's hard to do an internet show without internet.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, maybe.